Okay, so today we're going to do 11-3, which is arcs and chords. So our first theorem that we have here, it says in the same circle or in congruent circles, two minor arcs, minor means they're less than 180 degrees, are congruent if and only if their corresponding chords are congruent. So what that means, and it has it in words here, if this arc FG is congruent to this arc HJ, then the chord that connects F and G has to also be congruent to the chord that connects H and J. So let's zoom in on that so you can see. So if the two arcs in pink are congruent, then the chords that connect those two arcs also have to be congruent. So sometimes it'll tell you that the arcs are congruent, and then you have to identify that the chords are congruent, and other times it's the chords that are congruent and the arcs will then be set equal to each other. So let's take a look at this first example here. This first one shows us that this chord and this chord are congruent. So what that means is this arc from R to S is going to be the same measurement as this arc from S to T. So we want to find what X is right here. So we know these two are the same. So the whole circle is 360 degrees. So I'm going to subtract this 64 because we're not talking about that 64. So I'm going to do 360 minus 64. And I have 296. So that means everything that's highlighted in blue there is 296 degrees. So since these two are equal, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 296 and divide it by 2, which is 148. So X equals 148 degrees. Let's try another one. Again, this chord is congruent to this chord, which means this arc ED is going to be congruent to this arc FG. So if this arc FG is 116, then DE also has to be 16. But it's not asking for the arc, it's asking for the angle. But if you remember, the arc and the angle are the same. So if this is 116 and this is 116, then X is 116 degrees. Let's try another one. These two chords are both 4, which means the arc JK and the arc LM have to be congruent. So if JK is 82, LM also has to be 82. Last one. These chords are both 9. So that means AB, arc AB, and arc AC have to be congruent. This one's very similar to what we did in A. If the whole thing is 360, I'm going to subtract that 90. I get 270. And then I'm going to take 270 and divide it by 2. So 135. So that means AB is 135 and AC is 135.